Hello, welcome back. We're here ready for the final of the Gouden Carolus Classic 2023.
The big game.
The big kahuna, you're right.
Yeah.
I am ready. I am psyched. We've got two fantastic teams, two of the best teams in the tournament. You know, Team Reitzma from Austria, the women's national team there. Team 4 Pioneers from Belgium. You know, a mixture of national team members from the men, the women, and the juniors. So, you know, top quality talent on both sides. We are looking for a treat of a match today.
Yeah, we're in for a treat. And I think Team Reitsma, they are one of those tournament teams. They've proven that they are growing in this tournament. They were not satisfied with their performances in the group stage, although they won the group stage. And that's a big performance, right? But then they struggled in their first quarterfinals. Was just that close in the semifinals. But hey, this is how you win tournaments. This is how you win trophies. Just advancing per stage and then going into the final. And
a win is a win.
A win is
whether
a win,
it's by
yeah.
10 or by 1. And if you had to hit that last win by a centimeter, doesn't matter. Still counts. So we're looking forward to it. They have played very well. Both teams have.
Yeah.
And so we're looking for a big thing. They played...
Yeah, let's have a look at what the knockout round looked like to see how they played so far. So Reitsma, they came into the finals by beating Stick and Stones in the quarterfinals and then the Master Baron in the semifinals.
We got that backwards.
Oh, we got it backwards, yeah.
Don't mind
Oh,
the
yeah,
score.
yeah. Don't mind the score, yeah. But I think it's obvious that Reitsma is here in the finals. But yeah, the scores 9-3 in the quarterfinals. It looked like that was an easy win, but we know it wasn't an easy win.
Yeah, it was down to the last end. It was there was a 5 house in the last end, but it was a lot closer than that. I think Scandalicious had to make some really difficult shots that just unfortunately weren't able to do, so it allowed the Pioneers to score a lot. Or no, sorry, we're talking about Team Reitsma.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But that was the same. They were, you know, Team Reitsma was able to push their way around to that last end and then force their will on it and take a big house to finish.
Yeah.
You know, in the second round, in the semifinals, Team Reitsma beat the Master Beta, but it came down to the last stone.
Very good stone from Hannah there. We were able to get it on stream, although we were live streaming the other semifinal. We had a peek over at the sheet, the B sheet, to see which team would advance to the final. And I remember Reitsma had 1 red stone. They were playing red, 1 red stone somewhere in front of the T line, but then I think 3 or 4 yellow stones close to the pin. So the Master Baron were looking to win that end, and Hannah had to give it a little tap to put it in scoring position and then hope that Tur was unable to get it out of scoring position again to steal there, and they actually executed extremely well. Were able to steal, although they had to measure. It was super close, but they had to measure, but it was a win. Otherwise, LSDs would have been the tiebreaker, but lucky for them, that wasn't the case.
Nope.
If you haven't seen that, watch it back somewhere in the end of the previous game.
Yeah. And then so now we have you're talking about 4 Pioneers. You know, they had a match against. They finished second. It was an overall tie between Team Reitsma, Sweep Dreams, and Pioneers.
Yeah,
we had to go
tiebreaker.
to the tiebreakers, and that was ends 1. And so 4 Pioneers were second. So they faced off against Scandalicious in the quarterfinals. I think they kind of controlled that game pretty well, kind of kept things in their favor the whole way, really never gave Scandalicious a chance to score more than 1 or 2, and pretty much dominated that match. In the semifinal against the Housekeepers, the score looks close, but honestly, the Pioneers were in control the entire time. Like, Housekeepers just struggled with their closing, with their finishing with the hammer, weren't really able to gain any efficiency, really only scoring 1s everywhere with their hammer. And Pioneers just really putting pressure on them, forcing them to make difficult shots and never giving them much to play for. You know, they had one house where they were looking really strong, and Jeroen takes makes an incredible triple and really kind of changed the momentum of the match right there. So Pioneers kind of held on. So they're playing really strong, really looking good coming into this final, and you know, we're really looking forward to it. So I think they have. We've talked long enough. It's enough of us on the screen. I think people here to watch the curling.
Yeah. Before we go, let's do our predictions. And
right. Yep.
If you're out there, we're on Instagram. We post some stories, and there is also a poll going on there. It's hard to see, but you can vote whether you are Team Reitsma or Team Pioneers. But what are our predictions so far, John? Since you didn't made a good prediction for the semis, I'll have you start this one.
I am going to stick with Pioneers. I'm just sticking with the hometown team. I really like Team Reitsma, but I just feel like the Pioneers are playing really well. Going to be tough to beat.
Well, I'm going to pick the other team. It's always nice to counterpick you, counterpick each other, but also because I believe that Team Reitsma, they have a big shot at winning this tournament. I think they have momentum. They struggled. They progressed. They've shown they can fight back. They can show they can win tough games. They are in the final, and they would be a nice winner, and also kind of nice to have on the Wall of Fame here in the club, to have an official national Austrian women's team here as the winner of this tournament. But also, I think this team has the quality to perform. I remember that last turn from Hannah. Hannah is a very good fourth player. So I am going with Team Reitsma for the win here, although it will be very, very close.
Yeah, I expect a really good match. If you're out there, go ahead and put your prediction in the chat. Ask us any questions, make any comments. We'd love to have you. Don't feel obligated to chat. Just feel free to enjoy the curling. So as we swing on over, they are in the midst of this first end. Couple of stones already played. All right, you see a couple of knockouts here. Yes, Team Reitsma playing with the yellow. They do have the hammer as the top seed.
They have the hammer and the retro jackets.
No surprise, Joris chasing the 4 Pioneers.
Yeah, obviously. Being the dad of Timo here, tip of the 4 Pioneers. I wonder, John, I don't think those colors for Team Reitsma, they're the official Austrian national
I think
colors.
not. I think, didn't they find them? They went shopping the other day in Mekela.
Yeah.
Found these nice retro jackets.
Yeah.
So now before this final, they actually were able to do some warm-ups, throw some stones just to get a feel. It's the first match of the tournament they've been able to do that. Going with a little it's back and forth takeout actions going here.
Yeah, we didn't mention that during our intros, but the 4 Pioneers, they played their semi-final a couple of hours ago on this sheet, so potentially they kind of have an advantage playing the final on the same sheet here. Ice has been remade in between.
Team Reitsma looking to put this one just on the tee line, possibly in front, right ahead of that red one. I see it curl on over. Doesn't quite get out as far wide as they want, but still a decent position. Oh, actually went behind the tee line there.
So far in our Instagram poll, most votes were casted for the 4 Pioneers, so they are currently the favorites over on our Instagram page, but it's a close one. It's just 44% and 56%.
Who gets the hit? Unfortunately, rolls over, does not stay in the house, does stay in play, but not a really useful stone out there. I think maybe I should vote in that poll. I haven't...
I've casted my votes.
Oops. Did I go too far? I did go too far.
Sweeping to get it in the house. Will they get it in? It is in the house. Sweeping it in the whites, close to the tee line. Wow. For a moment there, I thought it was just going to strand as a guard, but they were able to sweep it very, very deep.
My vote has been cast. No surprise who I am voting for.
Yeah, you've picked the Pioneers here.
Nice stone there. Gets that rollover. Got the red as backing.
Yeah, Kim Kattekeur, the Mirte's mom, she mentioned that Mirte's dad is very often watching our stream. He's not chatting, but he is watching a lot of our content. So could very well be that he's currently watching the final. It would be it would make sense, of course.
Sure. Björn, giving us a little thanks for streaming. Well, thank you. We appreciate having you guys in here. We love doing it.
Hi, Björn. Thanks for being with us.
This one feels a little bit wide. Is that going to curl over? No, it doesn't. Catches that one on the outside. Oh, but
that's an interesting way to get a stone in the house there.
I did say that one was kind of useless. Hashtag John's wrong. You know, it does. Found a way to turn a bad shot semi good. So
a happy little accident.
This one to curl, get some space between those two reds. Settles in nicely in front of the tee line, or on the tee line, I guess. Jill with her last stone of this first end. And we'll see, as we've seen all tournaments, Johanna being put to work with the broom. Nice job there, gets rid of the red stone. A little sign of appreciation for Johanna's sweeping. I think we're going to see a nose hit take out on this one. Possibly let it roll a little bit wide, but not too far. We'll make sure it stays in a scoring position. Or I could be totally wrong, and they're going to run it back, roll it back to the inside. We'll find out. Jumped on the brooms pretty quick. Now they're off. Oh, now sweeping for Karl. Make sure this gets over.
Light touch, and they will lose a shooter.
Yeah, a bit of unfortunate there. Got rid of the yellow stone, but does lose the shooter, so it's going to give an opportunity for Team Reitzma to get rid of this red one themselves. Going to look to hit and roll, I think, this one back towards the middle. Originally on the sweep, getting off of it. This looks like it's going to fall nicely on the yellow, or on the red. Timo trying to sweep this one out. Gets it out of the house. Still sitting in play, but not really in any danger. I think it's even far enough behind outside the house that it won't even jam anything to keep it in there. So Timo looking to make sure they get rid of this. Get rid of the stone. I think ideally they'd like to keep it in the house. Force Reitzma to make a play on it. Make this curl. There it goes. Hits on the outside, loses the shooter, so open house decision here for Team Reitzma. They're going to play for the blank, or they're going to take the points. I would think that, we talked about this early in the semifinal, is do you use this as an opportunity to learn the ice, get a little bit more information, play a draw, and take that information with the 1 point, or do you throw it through and take the blank to keep the hammer on the even ends? Oh, they're going to play towards the outside, get a feel for how much it breaks, but they are just going to throw it through. Take the blank, keep the hammer.
Yep.
Move on to end number 2. Pretty solid end from both teams there. No huge mistakes. Couple of minor ones, not being able to keep shooters in the house to force some scoring, but I think Pioneers will be happy to not give points to Reitzma. Reitzma will be happy to keep the hammer. So we're going to head into end number 2 with Karo starting us off for the Pioneers. All knotted up at 0-0. Going a bit outside. And a bit heavy. This one's going to go past the tee line. Just past the 4-foot. Hannah skipped from Team Reitzma, opting to leave it alone. He's going to put up a corner guard. And Jill indicating it might be a bit heavy on its own as well. It's not curling as much. I believe this one's going to slide through the house, so.
Yep.
Opening mistake there from Johanna. Let's see if what the Pioneers choose to do. Looks like Timo is opting for a center guard. It feels like the ice isn't curling as much. We're seeing Timo put his broom deeper into the white, as opposed to previous matches this weekend where they were setting up a lot of times out in the blue. So maybe with the fresh pebble, it's just not turning as much, so they're giving it less broom to start. This one's going to curl over onto the center, but it is going to be a little bit heavier than they want. Yep, wanted that in front of the house. Normally, nice shot right there in front of the tee line on the center line, but There is a double there. So it feels a little bit outside, trying to curl that over. Going to catch that one in the back, so it does get rid of one, but yeah, ice just didn't curl as much as they would like to have liked it to have curled. Easy for me to say. Going to hold this one outside, make sure. And actually, I think they'd like this to roll either way. That's actually not a bad roll. Let's put some space between the two. I think there is a possibility of a double, but not sure that Team Reitzma will bother with that one over there on the right side. They may want to even roll over on top of it, use it as backing. This one's a little bit outside. It might just swing past. And it does. So another opportunity for Pioneers to set up a big end. At the very least, they're putting pressure on Reitzma to make their shots. This one looks to be okay. If it curls over, they might get that freeze. Just a touch heavier than they would have liked. It's a little bit of space, but not enough, so there is a double there. Slight off nose on the outside would double that out pretty nicely. This one's a bit outside. I think it might cause the top red to jam, but we'll get rid of one. Moves it over closer to that other red on the side, so there's a bit of a double over there. So not what they were going for, but still leaves it with a decent result. Gonna force Pioneers to guard it up, try to take away this double. Gonna opt to protect the shot stone. A little bit outside. I think I hear Timo indicating, and I think Jeroen pointing out that way with his broom. Calling them off, and this one's a little bit deep. It's gonna over curl. Leaves those back two exposed. And possibly a run back double as well. This one's a bit outside, but you've got those two in the back, so I think it's going to double those out nicely.
Yep. And the shooter stays.
Yes,
Who knows?
yes it does. So Not the intended result, but still a good one. Still a good one. A little bit heavy. Might stay up outside. Jeroen's going to try to curl this one around. Gets there on the nose. A little bit outside. That's not bad. Creates enough separation that a double would be difficult. Still possible. Gonna see what Team Reitzma does here. A bit outside, does catch it.
Looks okay, I think. We'll have a small roll maybe. Just not enough to get behind the guard.
But not bad because it does bring that front stone a little bit into play, so it's not a real straightforward hit and roll here. Gotta watch out that they don't get behind or don't catch that top red. Fairly solid tactical play from both teams so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're feeling out the ice, feeling each other out. Because I'm not sure these two teams played each other in the group stages.
I don't think so. I think they were in different groups.
Quite a lot of handle on this. This is going to hold it a bit straighter. So Jeroen trying to curl this over. Get it on there. Is that going to hold in the zone? No, it just slides out, and I believe that goes completely out of play.
Yeah, struggling a little bit here so far.
Yeah, just a little bit off, but as we're seeing, this being a little bit might as well be a lot. They're losing the shooter out of this house. Makes it a lot easier for Reitzma's decisions.
I think they're going for a nose hit here.
This one's also going to catch the side. We're going to lose the shooter out. Clears the house. Timo saying they're just going to put this one off on the edge. Force Team Reitzma to make a decision.
Yep.
Now, this being the final, we're going to see some different tactics than we have from the previous matches in this tournament. You know, in the group stages, you're very unlikely to take a blank end because you only had 6 ends really. You know, 6 ends in the knockout stage as well. But today, semifinals and finals are 8 ends, so you see different tactics in each length of game. And we saw Timo leave a couple of shots short, so they want to make sure this one gets into the house. This one appears to be okay. I'm gonna get this one to curl over a bit. There you go. Put one in the middle of the house. And kind of the reason why they would do this, put it in sort of the middle-ish side of the house, is that they want to make sure that to force Reitzma to have their shooter stay and take 1 point. So if it's out on the edge, it's a lot easier to knock it out and roll the shooter away. But when it's more towards the center of the house, they there's a lot more space to work with. But you can see they're shifted over to one side, so it doesn't have to go that far. But they run that risk of being too wide. Or if it over curls and nose hits, it sits in the house. So there is a little bit of strategy behind it instead of putting it straight on the middle. Trying to hold this one. Is it going to over curl?
This will be a nose hit
Nope,
and
nose
a
hit.
point for Team Reitsma.
All right, so
They open the score here in the second end.
and I think the Pioneers are not so they're not displeased with that result, forcing the other team to take 1. They get the hammer now. You know, other team, Reitzma couldn't score 2, so not so it lowers their hammer efficiency. I'm not sure if they were intending to sit, but something tells me they were trying to go for the blank again. We'll have to ask them after the match to find out if I remember.
Yeah.
I'll probably have long forgotten about that shot.
Yeah. We should take some notes because after this game we are going to have a player of the winning team over at the booth to give a post-game interview.
So Johanna starting things off for Team Reitzma here in the third as they lead 1-0 over the 4 Pioneers. Hey, Tim. Glad to have you back, even if it is for just popping in and out. Feel free, if you come back and forth, just ask us any questions. We'll let you know what happened in the match. Or you can go back and watch the replay later.
Yeah, of course.
Beauty of YouTube. This one's gonna curl out. They're gonna just sneak into the house, I think. Hey, right. As soon as I said it, I start getting worried. It's like it's slowed down a lot. Like, oh no. Tim says, bit of an unknown territory playing on the takeout on the outside after all play was on the other side of the sheet. Yeah, that's true. There hasn't been much play out on that edge, that side of the sheet and that end, so I think it was a guess on the ice, curled over and got the nose hit. We see Hannah asking for it to come deeper. Bring it down. Right in front of the house, right on that center line.
Excellent stone there.
Yeah, see Timo gonna come in for a freeze here up the other side. Gonna use that yellow behind the pin for backing, and then leave it in place so they have something locked in. Sweeping this one hard, making sure it gets around the guard. It looks like that's going to sneak around nicely. Beautiful weight here from
Excellent
Karl.
stone. Excellent stone. Potential shot of the match. This one well performed from a lead player here of the Pioneers. And she's very neutral about it.
She'll probably say she's disappointed that it moved, that it tapped that yellow one and moved it back. Gives that separation, so there is a possibility to move it out of the way. Want to bring this one down. Might not have the weight. This one is going to come up just a little bit short. See how far they sweep it in.
They could use it eventually, maybe to promote or tap out reds. Although Timo is also looking to clear up.
Yeah, Timo wants to clear this out. I think there's enough separation between the yellow above the shot red to get it out without much problem. Well, at least maybe without no problem for Jeroen. Sweeping this one hard. I think it's going to be just a little bit off. Oof.
And now this is an opportunity for Reitsma to run back their Yellowstone and maybe get red out and have 3 stones more or less lined up there. But they could also go for the guards.
Yeah, opting to guard it, don't want to open things up too much because I think if they run this back, take the red out, they're sitting 3, but they're also 3 right in a row that could be potential to get taken out. So,
well, that's the case. If they want 4 pioneers just to score 1, they could be happy with that 1 redstone in between the 2 yellows ones. If they are opting to steal, then they might look for a plan to get it out. But that could be the case then.
Well, this one carries a little bit deeper than they'd like, a little bit outside.
Ooh.
And setting up, just behind the T line, kind of locked in there. So
it's getting difficult for pioneers here who score more than 1 with 3 stones, 3 yellow stones stacked the way they are.
Yeah. Timo asking for Jeroen to come down and take a look at the stones and have a little discussion about their opportunities. And while they're doing that, I'm going to give you a little quick update over on our bronze medal match. Over on sheet B, the housekeepers lead Master Beta 3-0. They're in the 3rd end over there. So have to wonder if which team over there is going to be able to bounce back from the semifinal loss. You know, bronze medal comes with €100 cash prize, so there is still something to play for. Hopefully it keeps them going.
Yeah, I think you still want to go for that little prize. There are prizes for the top 3 in this tournament. It's interesting that the risk for pioneers is if they try to do some takeouts, the risk is they could tap on that Yellowstone and then get rid of their own redstone. So that's something they have to be wary of.
Yep. They're looking at peeling off that yellow, that top yellow, but
it's a risky shot.
Yeah. But I think if they're gonna make a play on those back 2 yellow stones, if it's too far inside, it will probably only catch the side of the yellow, and there's maybe less risk of that red really getting taken out.
Yeah, I might agree with Tim here. I think a freeze up against that yellow stone, putting 2 red stones in the house with the backing, could be an option to set up a house and score 2 here. Yeah. Because the strategy for Reitsma is probably give 1 in exchange for the hammer. If they freeze up against yellow, pioneers are setting 2, and that will put the initiative back to Reitsma to try and get it out again, because they probably would want to avoid giving 2 points to the pioneers.
Immediate call for a sweep here. Ooh, this feels light. Is this going to hit on the nose? It's going to Karl.
Might be worst case here. that was the thing they probably didn't want to happen here. And now it's just guarding time for Reitsma. The trap was set, and I'm afraid that for Pioneers, they've taken that bait here.
I'm thinking, Tim, if I would have gone for a freeze in that situation, I might have tried to freeze to those back 2 yellows.
Yeah, that was indeed the point. Freeze it up against those yellow ones.
He was saying freeze on the left front, on the front.
Oh, in the front row.
Which also wouldn't have bad one, but my personal choice as a freeze would have been to go for a freeze on those back 2.
Yeah, the freeze for 2 points there.
Trying to give some separation on the yellow there, a little bit of a tap. Possibility to move some stones around here.
Trying to do the run back double takeout here.
Timo just looking at the angles, seeing what would happen. Very true, Tim. Yeah, that with the freeze on the back still leaves options for Reitsma. So
gets rid of one, but also gets rid of their redstone.
yeah,
So
a little bit over curl there.
Yeah, Reitsma is probably going to put a center guard now to still protect those 2 shot stones right here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw Jeroen make a little motion with his hand, like that maybe she pulled back a little bit as she was releasing, so took some of the pace off it, which allowed it to cause it to curl more.
important guard here. It's a very good guard. Could put Pioneers in a problematic situation.
Trying to get this one down. They want this one to curl over as well. There it goes.
Ooh, curls a lot.
Very nice stone there.
Very nice stone, yeah.
Now from here, it looks like there might be a gap, but you're talking centimeters on either side. It's not an easy play.
Yeah. Things are looking good for Reitsma if they manage to defend this house. They might have an option to steal here. And at least they're forcing the Pioneers to take difficult and risky shots.
I think they're going to peel off this guard on the front. Even a run back wouldn't be terrible. It would get that red onto the yellow. It could move some stones around.
Oof. Well, clears the guards. That's also good for them. But yeah,
I think that was the play. Overcurled a little bit, but because I think they wanted to try to run it back, but I think it's still a good position for it. Opens things up, gives them a chance, forces Reitsma to put another guard up there.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Reitsma is actually going to feel bad about having to put a guard up because they've got 2 in shot position. So
yeah,
they're not going to try to add anything more to try to steal more. Just try to make it difficult for Pioneers to score anything.
yeah. And they're a bit wiser because they know if they put a guard, what Team Pioneers would opt for. So then they can make sure they optimize the position for that guard. It looks wide, but we know it will curl once it starts to slow down.
Okay, I was going to add a little bit. Johanna trying to help that out. Ooh, that does stay a little bit wide. There is a gap there in the middle. Not a big one. Let's be clear about that. Not a huge gap, but there is an opportunity for...
Yeah, they can get in between, and that's could be tempting to try it. I mean, the gap is big enough to get in there. They're
I think Timo is trying to think of which direction is the better way to come. There is an option for them to run the red back onto the yellow, onto the red. That's going to take some good weight and highly accurate shot.
yeah. Team Reitsma at this point, they're relaxed because they know they put pressure on the Pioneers. As Ivarun comes over to help watch the angles, see if he can provide his inputs.
Yeah, as a skip, you really like to see the other team have to take this time to think about it, because it means you've put them in a difficult position. Teams rarely spend this much time thinking about a shot if there's a clear shot to take.
Yeah, I think Jeroen was coming over to mention, hey, why don't we run back that yellow guard, because the angles are a bit nicer that way. Timo probably followed that suggestion.
Yep.
So the the only player in the Pioneers that's not a skip made the decision making here, but that's, I mean, in these kind of situations, you just make a team decision, and it's nice to see that team was also open to look at all possible options. Not an easy stone, that's for sure.
Trying to get this one to Karl. I think he's got a good line on it. Very nice stone there. Clicking the button, moves things around.
It clears one yellow stone, so a steal of 2 is now less likely.
Opens up that middle as well, so they're going to try to hit and roll this one over, but still an option there. You got to play this one very nice. So that really swings some momentum back towards the Pioneers.
Yeah.
That was a difficult shot, executed perfectly. Trying to hold this one.
Looking good. Looking good. Rolls a bit too far.
Ooh.
And this could be tricky. Luckily, they have a stone somewhere in the back of the house.
But that one is not counting, so hit and stick for 2 here for Pioneers. Good effort there from Hannah. Just curls over a little bit, or not enough, and slides out of the house. Karl. This one's okay. I don't think they need Karl. Just needs this one to be on the nose. There they go. Nice stone there for Jeroen to score 2. Pioneers leapfrog in front of Team Reitsma. Another really solid end from both teams. Unfortunately, just a slight mistake there from Hanna Reitsma at the end to give Pioneers an option to score 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's Hanna Reitsma.
Is it?
No, I'm
okay.
not-
Then my mistake. She's skipping, so I assumed, but yes, they all are also missing a player, and that could be their normal skip or the team name, so my mistake. Caro's going to lead things off here for the Pioneers in end number 4. Pioneers lead 2-1 over Team Reitsma. Got a center guard to start off with. Hannah asking for Johanna to put something in the house right behind it. See, on this side, it seems to curl a lot later. And the sun is just not staying, just staying out there. Carries a little bit deep. Timo's going to help sweep this to the back. Not sure it gets all the way out. No, it does not. It's like either a center guard or behind that. A little bit of a commotion here in the canteen. Not really sure what's going on, but sudden burst of laughter there. This one is a little bit heavy. Carries down onto the button. No, Desperate Housekeepers with another steal of 1 in the third end over on Sheet B. So in the bronze medal match, Desperate Housekeepers leads Master Beer at 4-0 heading into the fourth end. This one's going to carry deep. Timo trying to hold a little bit straighter, maybe get that the shooter to roll out. It does not. Looking for a medium length guard here. Trying to curl this one over. Going to end up just short of the house. Nicely positioned. Initially wanted that one just a slight bit higher, but I think that's okay where it's at. Looking to split these guards here. This one's over curling though. Just catches the edge of one, kicks it over behind the other guard, so good setup there for Pioneers. And they've got the stacked guard on one side. They're just going to put up another one right where that one used to be. Looks to be okay. Very nice stone. I think they were really happy with that position. Maybe kind of would have liked that a little bit to the right, but I don't think they're going to complain too much as Team Reitsma is forced to peel this one off. Nose hit wouldn't be bad here. A little bit off nose. Gets rid of one guard. Two guards from the red. Leaves a little bit of an opening in the middle. So, of course, Timo saying, hey, let's cover it up. It's too deep. Gonna settle in nicely. Oh, just keeps carrying. Closes up the middle, though. I think it's a good position. I think Pioneers will look back and then find something wrong with it.
Yeah, but they're playing such a solid game so far.
Yeah.
I think Team Reitsma, they will have to put on their strongest performance.
This one's going to be a bit outside. Still going to take out that guard. Looking possibly for a long run back, but I think just getting rid of that guard there is enough. Timo doing a little housekeeping. Want another guard set up there. Protect that red on the button. Let that one carry down. Curls over just a little bit. It's still covering that guard in the back. Yep. Kind of looking to split these guards. Definitely want to keep that center open, try to make it easier for them to score later in the end. Really working to sweep hard. Unfortunately, catches it just outside of the nose, so one of those guards stays. See what they're gonna set up to do here. I think where Murta is setting up the broom, I think they're gonna try to put up a guard on that just on the right side of the center line, between the red and the yellow somewhere, just to take away that gap for the takeout. Take the curl. Don't want it to go too much. Yeah, that's a really nice spot. Gonna make it impossible to run it back. You still do have a run back with that other red, but that's a long way to run, so not easy at all. I think that might be
I was a bit confused there. We saw Timothy Verreken saying in chats, "Goed gedaan, Timo," but of course that's Timo's mom.
mother.
Yeah. Timo has an alibi.
So looking to split these guards here. I'm wondering how they're not going to leave their shooter there.
Nice double, although they have the little bit of disadvantage that their shooter is replacing those guards.
I think maybe the one consolation is that it's their stone there that they can run back, and you really you don't like running your opponent's stones back to try to take things out because you run the risk of leaving them in the house. Discussion over which side they're going to come from. I think they're going to come up from the wall side. I think just on the center line would be ideal. Up the sweep. Gonna curl over just a little bit. Way up next to it. That's a nice position. It does leave that yellow open for a run back, but that is a long run back.
How Reitsma looking at this run back, or at least promoting their stone to the pin. if this works, they could score 2 here. There is
Yeah,
a potential for 2.
Yeah, this would be a big shot.
Not the easiest stone, of course.
And because of the angle, they do run the risk of also running the red back onto their yellow, so only ending up with 1 anyway. But scoring 1 is better than giving 1. Stone is on its way. Is that going to curl too much? No,
Yeah.
actually not quite up. Stays on the outside.
And a steal of 1 for the Pioneers as they increase their lead.
Very good end from Pioneers there. Just trying to protect that 1 stone on the shot on the button, and able to do that.
Yeah, forcing Reitsma to play a very difficult stone there.
No, Reitsma is not out of it by any means. Still
No.
have 4 ends to go. They're only down by 2. Anything can still happen, and as we've seen, they've played, even this match, they've played pretty well. So they definitely have the skill to be able to get back into it. As Caro leads us off here in the 5th. Pioneers lead Team Reitsma 3-1. I was wondering, it's like, why is Mirta
Yeah, Timo.
skipping? A Timo had to run inside, probably grab some more water or something to drink.
Small bio break maybe. Gently closing the door.
And that's why we love him.
Yeah.
He puts up the scores, doesn't slam the door. Ahano with first stone for Team Reitsma here in the 3rd end. Looking to just clear this red out of the house. Clears the red. Shooter. Ooh, I don't know. It looks like it might just be in. It's very hard to say.
It's super hard to say. I'm guessing it's in. It looks like it's overlapping a little bit.
Yep.
My guess is it's in.
Trying to get this one to curl out over. Catches it. Shooter slides out the back. Crisis averted. Team Reitsma looking to set up a corner guard here. Right on the skip's broom. Hannah will be pleased with that one. This one appears a little bit light. Timo coming out to help sweep it. Oh, it comes up just short of the house. I would have liked that one to be in there or biting it, but... Let's see, was that... Yep, that was the 5th stone, so it can be taken out. I don't think that Hannah is going to call for that, looking to get the sweep, bringing it down into the house, trying to get something behind their guard. This one feels a little bit light, though. Just creeps around, so now they have stacked guards over there, so still useful. Comes up maybe a stone and a half short of the house. Pioneers want to curl this around behind theirs, but it's a bit on the heavy side. It's going to curl a little bit later. There it goes. Does go behind the tee. Hannah trying to sweep this out the back. Does get it into the 12-foot. Bill's going to try to put this one behind those yellow guards. Try to start setting things up on the edges.
Starts to curl.
He's got a good weight. Is this going to curl over enough? Just stays out from behind those guards. Timo immediately calling for a hack weight hit and roll. Gets the broom set up. Mirza adjusts her britches. The rune indicating heavy, but immediately calling for a sweep.
Probably offline then.
Yeah, it looked like it's inside.
Hitting that first guard.
Jams against the back. Back red. Both stay in the house, so could become useful later. But also could be used as backing by Team Reitzma, so bit of an error there from Myrte. But not catastrophic, I don't think.
No. Also not super decisive at this moment. A nice freeze or just something right there could work.
Yeah, good guard there, covers it up.
And it's better than those two redstones in the back.
Yep.
Not that it matters that much at this point, but who knows?
Looking for a hit and roll, possibly a double here. Trying to hold this one as hard as she can.
I was gonna say the double, but I'm not sure if Jeroen is able to get it out. Well,
No.
it's not out, but then again, it's not better than the redstone, so it's not counting in terms of score. At least in favor of and for the advantage of the Pioneers, at least Reitsma loses their guards and their protection, so they have to.
Opting to leave that one sitting out in the open.
I think they're going for to split the house and then score 2 with the last stone.
Good strategy here.
Yep. Yeah, because if they would.
Well, this one should curl around nicely behind that guard.
Oh, this is a very nice stone.
Very good stone here.
Oh, excellent stone. And I think this was the better call indeed. Better than a guard. Now they have 2 stones. And especially that stone they just thrown. That's the better stone. It's close to the pin. It's behind the guard. So I think that was the better call.
Yep. Very nice call there.
If they would have tried to guard their left yellow stone and that guard would be not perfect enough, then they could have the potential problem of Pioneers taking out their shot stone. That's not the case anymore. So good call there from Hanna.
Timo setting up for this very difficult flat double. They are very.
It's
close,
possible.
They are close in space, but it's got to come straight across.
Yeah.
So.
But it's there.
It's there.
Oh. Could be one of those moments. Remember the triple takeout of Yurun where they crush the hope of their opponent by
hitting an incredible shot. Yeah. There's the weight on it. Immediately call for the sweep. It's got to hit this one fairly flush. Oh, unfortunately, just curls over, but does get rid of one.
Does get rid of one, but Reitsma still looking to score 2 here with the way the house is lined up so far. As long as they can protect their shot stone, and I don't know, there's no, I don't think they're looking to score additional points maybe, but they have a very good stone there. And if they can keep the house open, they might come into a position where they can just draw for 2 by drawing in the 8 foot. I think they're going to try and put a stone in between the red guards and the shot stone to take away the run back option for Pioneers here.
Yep, I think so.
The only angle that this choice is, if it sits open, it could leave the double. It's the only thing that could be a little bit of a danger here. Quick sweeping
on the sweep. Yeah, maybe this is a bit light. Working hard to get this down. Make sure that's not too deep.
Oof, and I don't know. I think this is going to be tempting for Timo to call the double takeout right now. Of course,
what he's worried about is
the jammers, yeah.
Yep. So might be the better option to freeze, draw around and freeze on that yellow. Lock something in, take away 1 and make it very difficult to score 2.
But if you take one out, yeah. Are we going for the offensive option or the defensive option right here? I think you want to avoid Reitsma scoring 3 points and hopping over the Pioneers here. You can achieve that by trying to take out some of these yellow stones.
Looks like they're going for the double here.
And they're still discussing. I think they haven't made up their mind so far. Yeah. Those are typical moments as a team. You have to be aligned on the plan and the tactics as well. If two players want to play offensive and two players want to play defensive,
whatever the decision is made, you also have as a team have to buy into it. Whether you agree with the call or not, you have to buy into it. You have to say, okay, this is what's called, this is what we're going to play.
Yeah, there's no such thing as the perfect call that has zero risks.
Here in Murta call for Karl.
This could work.
Gets rid of one.
Gets rid of one. So, which means Reitsma can now draw for two, and I believe they have some backing. They just need to roll off that redstone that's sitting seconds. Or do a better draw. Maybe that's the safer option. Just do a good
drawing.
draw.
Yeah, just to draw. If it's a little bit heavy, they've got backing with their own yellow stone there. They're not going to throw anything too strong, I don't think. So.
A seemingly easy draw for two, but we've seen Tuur leave that draw short a couple of games ago.
This one looks to be all right.
Yeah.
It's doing some cleaning to make sure it gets down there.
This looks fine. Looks maybe a bit heavy. Or is it fine?
I'm going to try to sweep, but oh, it catches it enough, so...
Luckily, it taps and slows down, and that's 2 for Reitsma as they tie the game going into end number 6.
Speaking of Tuur, we say it, and there they are. Hello, Quentin. So, Tuur and his boys are playing over on Sheet B in the bronze medal match. And they are trailing Desperate Housekeepers 4-1 in the 5th end. So, they need to... Tuur needs to find a way to lift his teammates up. But over here in the gold medal match, we have Team Reitsma and 4 Pioneers all tied up at 3 as we head into the 6th end.
And this is a very close game here.
One's staying out wide. Sweeping it down, gets it just in front of the tee line. Timo and the Pioneers leaving this one alone, just going to set up a corner guard. Line's okay. Want to make sure this one has the weight to get where they want it to go. Seems to be all right. Nice stone from Caro there. Should be usable later in the end.
Yep. Yeah, hard to tell who is gonna win this game. I feel like Pioneers are slightly stronger, but then again, Reitsma is showing their quality, just hanging on there, fighting back, not giving up.
Yeah, there's no easy choice in this. They're both teams are showing that they came to play and they want to win. Neither one letting the other get away with a lot.
Good setup here for Reitsma, though overcurling a bit though. It's,
Carries into the house, sets up a possible double. I think they might even just try to hit and roll this one over. Trying to hold this one. Guess they were trying to hold that one. It was a little bit outside, so trying to keep it around that top one to catch the one in the back. Unfortunately, not able to do that, but does get rid of one. Team Reitsma is just going to put another guard over the top of that yellow. Don't know if this one's going to have enough curl to get over. They want it. It's going to end up on the center line, I think.
The situation in the game is also going into the second end with a tie. Normally, the Pioneers would have the hammer in the last end, having a hammer 2 out of 3 ends, which means they have the tactical advantage here in this game. So that could potentially put Reitsma in a position where they have to look for a steal and have to look for a way to score more than 1 point in the 7th end. And in case of a tie after 8 ends, the rules say an extra end will decide who is gonna win the Gouden Carolus Classic 2023. Nice double.
Very nice double there. Clicky click on that one.
Yeah.
Big stuff for him. Of course, he's something to be dissatisfied with, but hey.
The double was not double-ish enough.
He didn't get the shooter to roll over underneath the other,
Yeah.
the other guard. And I'm really encouraging the sweepers to bring it down. Not sure it's gonna be able to get there, so calls them off. Taps the red forward, but keeps it out of the house. Quick update from the bronze medal match. Let's see. Desperate Housekeepers scored 1 in the 5th, so they lead it 5-1 over Master Beer.
Yeah, I would have thought that that match would be more balanced.
Yeah, lots of ones on the board, but yeah, a few steals for the Housekeepers there. Try to get that one to curl a little bit more under those guards. Just stays a bit outside.
Could be a hit and roll option here.
Yeah, the way Hannah is putting her broom in the number 4 tells me that they're just going to try to put it on top of that red one. Maybe set something up for later that they can use to get it away.
Yep.
Goes, starts to curl.
Oh my.
Just the slightest of taps.
Yeah, but this is very well
nice
executed.
stone, yeah.
Very
Very
well
good stone,
executed.
yep.
Big precision on that shot.
I'm going to try to get this around on the center line side of the nose. Peel it off. Good for line here. Working hard. You hear Jeroen encouraging Caro.
Yeah. Oh, this is so close, but it taps the guards.
This was an option. I heard Timo say that, you know, if it opens things up a little bit, that's not bad. So good miss there from Myrta. Going for the out-turn takeout here. I want to get rid of this red. Potentially roll underneath.
Oof, it might overcurl. Will be a nose hit.
Yep.
But that's also fine, I guess.
Looking to see maybe they can double it out. Will it jam on the yellow there? Going for hack weight here. They definitely want this one to curl over onto the center line side of the nose here. Trying to get this to curl. Oh, is this going to jam onto the red? I don't think they want to sweep this.
And this is exactly what Team Racema was hoping for with leaving it open. They didn't opt to do the run back themselves because it was sitting there as a potential trap.
Now, I'm not sure which one is second shot. It's either the yellow or the red at the back. From this angle, it looks like the red, but clearly we're not directly overhead, so camera tricks and all.
Yeah.
It doesn't help me to look through the glass because they're standing in the way anyway, so...
Yeah, I'm guessing red is second shot. Looks red from this angle. We don't really know for sure, but
yeah, that would be my guess as well.
now on the one hand, you could say, well, that was the trap hitting that run back. But then again, now Pioneers can do the exact same thing and run back on the yellow and get rid of that yellow stone.
Yep. And so I think we're going to see guard here from Hannah. Although, where that broom is, maybe they're going to try to curl something into that gap and come up on the behind those guards on the left side.
Yeah, that would be a very strong shot, and it could work. There is some space to curl around the guards and creep in the house.
Start to curl. They're trying to force this one over.
A little tap.
Sitting there in the open, is there a double there? We're looking at it. So there's... I don't think he liked that. I don't think Timo likes that yellow. I think that guard up on the top there is just a little bit in the way. So they're going to try to run this red back onto both of those yellows. Curl this over now. Gets rid of one, but the red is sitting there. It's still in a strong position for them. It's going to make Team Reitsma think about what they need to do here. Probably have to try to guard it up. Prevent any kind of using them in red to run back. Because I think as they lie, a nose hit on the red would send the yellow out of the house, wouldn't jam on the back red there. And a nose hit on the red could also push that red onto the yellow, so earthquake coming. Nope, not very much ice for a guard, so they're going to try to draw this in.
Yep.
It's looking quite nice.
Good to have that little roll and nice split there.
Oh, taps it, leaves a pocket though.
Yeah. There is a double. If you can just slam it on the center line, then you double those out and you would score 3 here. I think
Very
that's
good,
the call
very
here.
good possibility.
Yeah, the split was not just hard enough to split them wider and have both stones roll behind the guards there. And therefore, it leaves the double takeout. And Pioneers potentially scoring a treehouse if this works.
Could be huge. It would put a huge amount of pressure on Team Reitsma the following 2 ends, but you know they have to make this shot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a 1 or 2 for Reitsma, and then it's going to put pressure on Pioneers. Bringing up this curl. Oh no!
Oh
A little
no!
bit wide.
Oh no! And that's yeah, a mistake there from the Pioneers, and now a steal of 1. And Timo obviously disappointed with this stone, and an important steal of 1 for Team Reitsma.
Yeah, that's not the result that they wanted. Looking at a big 3 house, unfortunately giving away.
Yeah, they had
1.
options to score a big house 2, maybe 3 here, and that would have put them in a very, very comfortable position, knowing that they would have the hammer potentially in the last end. But now, the double takeout was missed. Reitsma goal and number 6. And most importantly, they might end up having the hammer in the final end.
I know.
So this totally changes the situation of the game here.
Alright, so as we start this 7th end, Team Reitzman leads the Pioneers 4-3. Reitzman bringing it into the house with their first stone.
Yeah, was this miss so far the game decisive moment?
It could be.
Like, so far,
I don't think so. I mean, it's certainly not what Pioneers would have wanted. It does change the momentum a little bit, the outlook of the last couple of ends, but
yeah, the difference is instead of Pioneers leading by 2 points and having the hammer in the last end, is now Reitsma leading with 1 point and having the hammer in the last end potentially. We assume no steals will be done in this end.
ooh, very nice split here. Gets that yellow out of the house, keeps the shooter in it. So very nice stone from Caro there. Exactly what Timo asked for. Needed a little bit of help from the sweepers to hold that one on, but they did. Okay, update from our bronze medal match. Master Beata scored 1 in the 6th, but Desperate Housekeepers still lead 5-2 in that one as they head into the 7th end. They even make Johanna sweep her own stones. She had
Yeah.
to throw it and sweep it.
Um,
They're really leaning on her broom today.
yeah, she must have huge arm muscles there from all that sweeping after this weekend. So far, Team Reitsma is playing like a crocodile in this tournament, just keeping a good grip over their opponents and then hanging on, fighting back, even when they had to struggle.
Gonna curl around nicely, gets behind the guard, but does trickle behind the T line. So
Still a very nice shot. Unfortunately behind the T line, and this sets up Team Reitsma for putting one on a pin
yep.
and forcing a situation where they might steal again.
Yep, that is what Hannah has called for. They just
Yeah.
want to freeze up against this red one.
Now, John, if you were Team Reitsma and you had the choice, steal, take 1 point, have a 2-point lead and give the hammer to the Pioneers, or allow Pioneers to take 1 point, tie into the final end, but take the hammer. What would be your preferred option here?
I would take the hammer. I would take the hammer into the final end. If you can force them to 1,
The hammer,
keep a draw, or even giving them 2, you're down by 1 with the hammer going into the final end. I think I would rather have the hammer.
so you would exchange your 2-point lead for a hammer. At the 2-point lead, it's not a 1-point lead.
Yeah, it's 2
Yeah.
point lead. Well, maybe not. Maybe I would take the 2-point leads.
2-point lead and try to control the end and try to avoid Pioneers from scoring a lot.
Yeah, I think with the 2-point lead, you can put a lot more pressure on the other team by putting things in the house, forcing them to make decisions about whether they want to go for it or not. Right, but trying to build up the rubble in that center area. Asking for a hit. He's got 8. Wants more. The way Hannah's playing her fingers, you see that a lot when you play blackjack in Las Vegas. It's like, hit me, give me some more.
Yeah.
Wag their fingers.
Nice high guard there.
Timo not going to let that one sit. Going to get rid of it. Just gonna peel this one off. Oof. A little bit closer than what I thought. Just kind of catches it enough though, moves it out. All fine here, nothing to worry about. Somebody is happy here in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Or it could just be a couple of kids playing. We do have one of the teams here from Sweet Dreams. One of the players has his kids and wife with him, so it could just be kids having a good time. This one's going to curl over nicely.
What a nice guard. Look at that. What a nice guard.
Again, Timo just coming to peel it away.
So important to put these type of guards, and it's not easy because peeling them away is easier than putting a very good guard.
Now you asked me if I was Team Rietsma, what would I do? Now I'm going to ask you a slightly different scenario. Would you be comfortable giving up 2 and the lead to the other team to take the hammer into the last end?
Isn't
down
that
by 1.
Oh, that's just, isn't that the same question?
No, because you asked me if I would rather be up by 2 without the hammer, or would I rather have the hammer and be tied?
Yeah.
So now if Pioneers score 2 to go ahead of Rietsma, and so
yeah,
they would leave 5-4, but Rietsma would have the hammer in the last end. If you're Team Rietsma, would you be okay with that outcome?
I don't know, because I don't think so, because then you have to, although you know you have to score 2 points, and I think that's very hard. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I don't know if that's the...
Yeah, you can see on the scoreboard it's more 1s than 2s out there, so it is not, scoring has been at a premium in this match.
Yeah, I feel like the teams, they make very few mistakes here, so
yeah, I would not be comfortable giving up the lead.
No.
Or giving the lead to the other team, just because I get the hammer.
Yeah, I would go for the moral high ground, or the kind of the high ground of going into the last end with...
Oh, they need to hold this off the nose, make sure it gets over. There it goes. Gets rid of the yellow. However, there is a double set up there. Now, not a lot of margin of error on this shot. A little bit too far outside, and it could jam, or even just go over the nose of that stone altogether. A little bit too far inside, and it misses that back stone, so...
Feels like This has been a very fast end. We're already down to the last two stones.
This one has moved quite quickly. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you there.
No.
This one gonna stay on the right spot. Looks like it might be. Nose hits. Oh no. Gets that jam. Just didn't get over there. So looked like that might have curled over onto the nose, but just doesn't get there. Not particularly happy with that.
No,
You see the grimace there.
Yeah, knowing that Pioneers have hammer, you don't want Pioneers to score 2 or more points here.
Yeah.
I think they're fine giving Pioneers 1 point.
Yeah.
Taking the hammer with a tie. I think that's what they're playing for. But 2 or more, having to chase with the hammer. I mean, the hammer is an advantage, but it's still uncomfortable having that pressure of
All right.
you must perform.
And
yeah,
with the good hit here, you know, Timo can take that yellow out of the house and split and have three stones sitting there. There is a guard out in front that could allow them to roll underneath, but you know, we first have to see what Timo's going to do. He needs to get rid of this yellow. That's a calling for Karl.
Looks good.
Want this one to roll over underneath that guard. That would be ideal. Very
excellent stone
here.
This is an excellent stone.
Yeah, it doesn't leave Team Reitzma with many options. I think really I saw Hannah tap and put underneath, so maybe try to take out this open red, roll underneath everything to force a 1. But something left out on the open could spell disaster, would give Pioneers a chance to score 3.
Yeah, there is some room to do a little roll there.
We've seen Hannah play these really good shots in the last semifinal. Played an amazing shot to force.
Starting to curl hard though.
It's trying to hold this straight. Oh, I think it's going to land on the nose.
Yeah. Over curls.
All right, big opportunity for Pioneers here. Get rid of this yellow, hold the shooter, score 3. Go into the last end, leading by 2.
Yeah, if they score 3 here, that would be a big one. And it's not the most difficult shot to make here. There's some room for error.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter how you hit it. There are no jam stones or almost no jam stones.
And it can roll a bit. Being in the center of the house, you've got ample room to roll to each side.
This should be a takeout for 3. And then potentially going in the last end with a 2-point lead, giving the hammer to Reitzma, but also giving the pressure to Reitzma.
Straight away on the sweeping, want to make sure this hits it. Speed looks good, line looks good. See Hannah put her hand up.
That's 3. And that is a big result here for the Pioneers. Is this game decisive, those last couple of stones here? I mean, obviously scoring 3 in the 7th ends is always somewhat game decisive in a tight game or in a balanced game.
Yeah, that was, that was just a huge mistake from Hannah there at just the wrong time. It's so tough. They've played such a good match, and even that end was pretty well played up until then, and that just goes to show you that. And what did she need? Maybe a couple more centimeters of curl, and then the stone rolls over, and that shot's a lot harder. So they find themselves in a hole. They have the hammer, but they need to score 3 to win, 2 to force an extra end. You know, Joris is happy, of course. He's supporting the Pioneers. So looking forward to an exciting finish to this match, this tournament. 4 Pioneers starting us off here in end number 8 as they lead 6 to 4 over Team Reitzma. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of strategy Timo implements for this end.
Yeah, basically, plan is Reitzma cannot score 3 and preferably not score 2. So
I think they're just going to try to keep the house clean.
yeah, keep things in control.
Yep. Need this one to stay in the house. Doesn't really matter if it's behind the T line or anything like that. Just force Team Reitzma to make a decision. They're going to open up with the corner guard. They're just going to try to build stuff up. And I think that's one of the disadvantages of being down by 2. 2 versus 1, there's a huge difference because you have to play, you have to set things up more in order to give yourself an opportunity to score multiple points.
Then you have to put stones behind the guards, and you have to also do the cleanup game because the Pioneers will also put pressure by putting stones in the house. So no room for errors now.
Yeah. Joris, you are right. We are seeing a very high level of curling here. And we love it. Hope you guys are enjoying it at home. Right along with us. B division of the Europeans.
Yeah.
Maybe. But still high level nonetheless.
Very nice opening here with their lead player, Karl.
2 very good stones there, yep.
And now Karl is off the hook. She delivered a perfect opening here.
Her last stone is played.
Yeah.
Now it's just time to sweep and wait. Team Reitzma, though, the opportunity to hit and roll this one. That's what they're looking to do. Try to get something in behind that guard. And behind their guard and get rid of one of these reds. This one, not sure it's going to get over enough.
This looks okay. I don't know if that's a weight, but it looks very good.
Does get rid of one and pushes that other red.
Yeah, the second one is so far in the back of the house that almost counts as a good double takeout.
Yep. Oh, looking at the overhead, I thought that yellow was all the way in the house. It's very tight to see who is close, but I thought the yellow was all the way in.
Yeah.
Red one I thought was also a little further out, so those two are very close as to which one is shot. Doesn't really matter to Timo. He's just going to get rid of this yellow.
Yeah, he wants to get rid of stones in front of the house. Every stone in front of the house is a potential guard. Is a potential protection stone for scoring points for Reitzma, and that's something they don't need and they don't want.
On the heavy side, that's going to split things off though nicely.
Very nice.
Keeps it out of play. Earthquake.
Yeah.
We have more earthquakes here in Belgium than we do in California. Getting a quick glance over at sheet B, I saw a ton of stones in the house. They're now clearing up. They put up the score over there in end number 7 in the bronze medal match. It's a steal of 1 for the Masturbera. So Desperate Housekeepers lead 5-3 as they head into the 8th end over there. Meanwhile, here we're in the 8th end with Pioneers leading Team Reitsma 6-4. Team Reitsma looking to find a way to build things up in the house.
Yeah. Well, they have the 2 guards, so basically they have some potential. Pioneers will keep clearing out those guards.
Yep. Want to hold this out. They want to make sure.
Oh, look at that. They tap it in.
Oh, taps it in.
Don't think it matters that much, of course, but
It has potential,
It has
but it's
potential.
it's not terrible because it's still going to be very hard
Yeah.
for Reitsma to set up 3 without guards.
It sounds worse than it actually is. Trying to freeze up against that back redstone, I guess. Needs to sweep. Well, it's in.
Yep. Red is still sitting, biting that back line, so not completely out of play. Out of the house, but something could jam against it.
Yeah, well, at least Team Reitsma, they have 2 stones in the house, and they're more or less split. So that's basically also a potential good situation for the Austrians.
Yep. Pioneers are just going to look to clean things out. Oh, needs to make this one curl. It's going to have enough. Does catch it. But is it going to jam on that back yellow?
I didn't hear tap.
Not.
No, it's out. Whew. That was a close call there, but it worked.
Yep. If that had caught it a little bit, that might have been able to push both of them out, but I'm not 100% sure it had enough speed. But I think just making sure it's out of there. Every yellow stone out of play is a yellow that can't score, so
Yeah.
that's the primary objective right now.
And I think Reitsma going for the plan to split the house again. The time for guards is past. We're in the second half of this end.
Just gonna get down there. Yeah,
It's in
just
the house barely, but it's in. That's what matters.
Yeah.
It's nicely in.
Actually gets it a
Yeah.
lot further. Yeah, it really did look
Yeah.
like that was gonna stop, but
Yeah, it felt like it was slowing down, but it carried. And of course, sweepers, they make a difference.
yep. Now they want to make sure. Timo asking for a nose hit here. They want to be able to put some of their own pressure on there and make sure that the Team Reitsma just can't easily score 2. This one's going to be okay. Might
Yep.
trickle a little bit towards the inside, but nothing to worry about.
Well, they still have that 1 stone in the back of the house, so scoring 2 is still on the table here for
Yeah.
Reitsma.
Yep.
That will put them in a situation where they will have to steal in an extra end. But they're happy to
Like at least have that option, yeah.
But then they would need
This
the
one's
shooter to stay
outside,
here.
The shooter
Oh no!
To stay, and
Oh
it's
no!
gonna hit the yellow.
Oh no!
Oh
Worst
no! Worst case scenario for the for Team Reitzma. Unfortunate there. So you see Timo setting up. He is going to get rid of his stones in the house. Do not give Team Reitzma anything to use as backing. Let's just get rid of it. Force Reitzma to put something in the house without protection. Get rid of that. Prevent multiple scores.
What a turn of events here.
Yeah, we thought that 6th end was going to be pivotal.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you know, Pioneers able to put the 3 house on the board in the 7th, and then another crucial mistake here by Team Reitzma in the 8th.
Yeah, losing that stone in the back was painful to watch. Really shooting themselves in the foot there.
You want to make sure this one, the shooter doesn't stay either. They want to clear this all out.
Yeah. Job well done.
Sweep it, sweep it. No, it doesn't get out. That one stone sitting there biting the back line.
And now Reitzma could look for a freeze against that stone. They need one stone.
That's all. Yeah, that's all they can do. They have to freeze against this one.
Yeah.
The only way they're going to be able to try to score 2. And it's so far back in the house. You get a little bit extra curl. You have the ice that maybe hasn't been. The pebble is still a little bit stronger because it hasn't had too many stones go over it. Or you could say maybe less pebble because that's where all the slide outs happen. Mm-hmm. It's so unpredictable, all that ice behind the tee line.
A very difficult one.
And freezes are tough as they are.
Yeah,
it's like you have to, any little gap.
Everything has to be perfect.
Yep.
The weight, the line, the communication.
Yeah, any little gap will give an opportunity for Pioneers to just get it out of play and seal the victory.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, if they lose the stone, or if Pioneers are able to take it out, then they win the match.
Yep. So this is crucial. This is the pivotal stone.
This is the stone that has to keep Reitzma in the match.
Johanna sweeping, wants to carry this down. They don't want this light. They can't afford it to be too heavy either. But first things first, it needs to be in the house.
It looks pretty okay to me. I don't know, it's light though.
It is going to be light, comes up. It's so...
Oh, it's too light, yeah.
It's so frustrating to think that a shot just in front of the tee line is too light. But
Yeah.
they absolutely needed it.
And I think a plain and simple takeout from Timo is going to end the game right here.
That will...
Unless, of course, there's this one scenario.
There is the jam.
There is the jam.
And that is crucial. They need to make sure this does not jam.
So
Johanna put all of her effort into her broom this weekend.
Oh. Just tricking the viewers there.
Psych.
Yeah, he forgot. Yeah, just imagine that he forgot to clean the stone and therefore missed the takeout. You don't want to leave anything to chance.
Yep, you want to be 100% sure.
Yeah. Bit wobbly on the slide there.
Wants to make sure it curls.
Looks okay. It is okay. And
there you have it.
There you have it. And the 4 Pioneers win the game and win the tournament. A round of applause here in the venue.
So well played by both teams. Unfortunately, there has to be a winner.
Yeah, indeed. And we're so close.
Unfortunately for you, you will be sleeping on the street.
And now, hopefully, we get one of the teams over in the booth here to have a post-game interview.
Hugs all around. Well played from everyone. Great weekend of curling. All right, why don't we want to pop over to the booth?
Yep.
Wow. What an incredible finish. Incredible match to finish this great tournament. I'm excited. This was a great way to end the season.
Yeah.
Or at least our quads.
Yeah, Racemart, they fought so hard. They felt like they were in a catch-up situation all game long. The Pioneers were kind of a bit stronger. I feel like they were the better team here. But then Racemart, they just hang on to a potential victory here.
Yeah, they had their opportunities.
Yeah.
They kept it close. You know, it's you look at the score, and I guess the final score is going to be 6-4, but it doesn't really matter. I think that match was back and forth. Either team had a chance going all the way into the final. We're gonna find out who's gonna come and say a few words. We're gonna have a little interview with one of the winning team, but hopefully it's probably Timo. I'm gonna guess it's probably.
I'm gonna guess it's Timo. Timo is he's the skip. He's the captain of the team, and he should be the one explaining how he felt throwing those last couple of stones. Timo is coming over to the booth. That's confirmed. Bear with us in just a few seconds. We know he can run pretty fast. We've seen that on camera, but he will be here. And my voice is dying. There was a big tournament for us as well as broadcasters, but. John, I hope you have some good questions prepared for
think of something.
the T-man, the man with the beards, the absolute champion. I'm going to hand over my microphone, or do you want to hop them over?
Just hand it over to him.
All right. Timo, welcome to the booth. I'm going to give you my microphone, and first of all, congrats with the victory, with the win, and congrats for the tournament.
So how does it feel? Winning this was titled the season-ending tournament.
Nice, very
exhausting.
Nice.
A lot of matches in 3 days. That's got to be exhausting.
Yeah, there are a lot of matches, and this is not my usual team. So this is our first tournament together, and I noticed during the games that there are still some little fine-tuning that I'm missing with my boys. So it makes it a bit challenging from time to time.
But a nice challenge, I'd imagine. I mean, it's always nice when you win.
But both the semi-final and the final were exciting games until the end.
Very nice matches. We love to have these come down to the end. Now, talk us through that sixth end where that double takeout went wrong. Did that really... That we thought that might have been a pivotal match because it might have given Team Reitsma an opening. But then you come back with that 3 in the 7th, so it had to bring the momentum back to you and put a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, the sixth end you want to take it, even if it's 1 point, you want to take it then anyway. So, the let's say for that shot, the left side of the sheet to the B is very straight. So from the moment you set it a little bit, the stone, it goes straight and it even drifts off to the side. So I was having some doubt playing that stone if it was enough eyes or not, and you saw it in the shot.
Yeah,
complete miss. It happens. But then I just need to refocus, and we still have 2 ends to play.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, we noticed that was the thing you talk about, one side being straight, and we noticed that there was a lot less curl in both matches today. Was that a little bit more difficult to adjust to?
Adjusting, not, because you see it from the first few stones. So after one end, you know it's very straight, but it's more fun to play on ice that curls. You can go around cards, stick something. It's and especially if you have a very straight side like that, it becomes more challenging for takeouts. We missed quite some takeouts. They also missed quite some takeouts purely because the ice is straighter. Would have curled a little bit more. We're hoping for a little bit more curl, but
you guys did well, and Team Reitsma was a tough match this whole week. They were tough competitors all weekend. Really hats off to them. They played fantastic. Unfortunately, a couple of late mistakes put them in a bad position at the end. But big applause for them.
They played very great. I think they missed a few key shots, like in the last end. Also, they had 2 shots lying, so they had enough to go for an extra end, and then one of their stones does a double, but on their own, it's a pity. It's not the way you want to end a game, but they played very, very great, and it could have been the other way around also.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. Mom and Dad are in the chat. Say hi. And we'll let you go and celebrate with your team and get ready for the trophy presentation.
Okay.
So,
thanks, guys, for doing this. I really love what you're doing with the channel, and I hope you keep on continuing.
no, thank you. We plan on it. We plan on bringing even more next year to the broadcasts. So thanks. We love it. You guys enjoy it.
Okay. Bye.
So that was Timo. Congratulations. We'll give a little round of applause as he goes out. Shaking a hand. So we're gonna, I think it's time to wrap it up. We're gonna try to move the banner out onto the ice for this. Maybe we'll get a few pictures on social media. Thank you, everybody. I am looking. They did not post the score. Dries, I have no idea. They were down by 2. We have no idea, but really, congratulations to all the teams. Thank you to everybody who tuned in and chatted. We have had a blast doing this. This is our last quads match of the year. We do have the doubles playoffs in a couple of weeks, and that'll be it for us for the summer break. But we'll be back next summer, next fall, don't you worry. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye.